You know, we have a lot of expressions in the English language.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
What are we talking about?
Where'd that come from?
Most all of us use them every day.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means.
You know, we just say them as if they really made sense.
I mean, how silly is that?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
What the is he talking about?
Yo, what's good? It's me, Mario. You're watching the Appraise the Phrase show, Origins of Everyday Expressions, where we're here to do three things: unveil the origin, confirm the meaning, and assess the value of common everyday phrases. 20 is here as usual. Cold-blooded 20. What's good, fam?
Oh, I already know it's gonna be a good show.
Why is it gonna be a good show?
Because we got from across the world. We got Myron on the day.
Oh, we got Myron on the day. Look at, boop, there we go. Boom. We're not even gonna wait. Usually we wait for the green screen. No, Myron's here. Myron's here. The music's playing. Intro music is playing while we announce the guest. Probably at ATP first, because you know what? Yeah. We gotta get this going.
Yeah.
Sergeant on command. I used to know it, bro.
Master Sergeant.
Last time he was on the show, he's ascended heights. Master Sergeant.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Jones, just in case you got ops out there. You're Myron Jones, everyone. Go find him. How you feel, bro?
Hey, man, what's going on, man?
Hey, we good, bro. Quick question. How are you for real? Because I know it's the opposite time.
I'm a little tired, but I'm probably going to end up staying up tonight. I got an early flight to catch in the morning, so.
Where you headed again? I don't know if
No, I'm good. I got to go to Guam for a few days, so.
All right, bring me back some of that.
At least a shot glass or something.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Bring me back something.
Last time I got there for 10 days because of that typhoon.
That's where you was at with the typhoon, Guam?
Yeah. Stuck in a hotel, man.
And you know how down bad we are when it comes to the internet. This is not a strike against you. Everyone would do it. He filmed it. He posted that he was in the middle of a typhoon because we are down bad, bro.
I had to document it, man.
That is documenting in this day and age. Okay. Myron's a little bit tired. That's not the reason why I'm moving fast. I'm moving fast because Myron's here. And Myron and 20, when they get together, I get to just pass the rock, get the W. You know what I'm saying? What's up, bro? What's up, 20? Because you changed your face.
I wasn't. No. I think we're doing good this year. I feel like ever since the tournament, kind of like, we came together and we paused, and we're doing good this year, man.
I would say episode 1, y'all weren't at odds enough. I wouldn't say at all, because it started off and then strategically
we had a couple.
Yeah, just moments. And it really was more around the blessing in disguise as opposed to just opposing like arch nemesis type shit. So we'll see how it goes. But today we got a phrase that Myron hit me up one day. He's like, "Hey, bro, we got to do this one." And I'm like, "Cool. I'm with it. I'm with it at all times." So we're going to do Appraise, knock on wood today. Knock on wood. So let's get some opinions on knock on wood. For me, it's something that it's weird. It's weird because I don't have a strong opinion on it, but I've done it. But I don't do it consistently, and I don't have a real reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do it, have done it, whatever, but also not whatever. So that's kind of where it sits with me. I'm excited. I was excited to get into it because I'm like, this is a little bit twofold. It's like people say it and people do it. So it's one of those things where it has an immediate action to it. So I'm indifferent right now. I'm sitting in the middle.
And that's all I have to say about that.
All right, 20.
I feel like with this one, it's something that I don't do. Like, no. It's something that I do, but it's like I don't really respect it.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? Like I'll do it just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I think that me knocking on wood is going to give me any favor, just to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of feel like it. And how I kind of feel when it comes to knocking on wood. It's just like something that I do to kind of like ease the pressure a little bit from what's going on. So yeah.
Gotcha.
And that's all I have to say about that.
All right, Myron. Why did you bring this, and how you feel about it?
Man, to be honest, ever since y'all started this show, it's like second nature to listen for phrases and stuff like that. So, and I just heard it one day, and I was like, I wonder what that means. You know what I'm saying? And you was already engaged in conversation, so it was just like, hey, by the way, we should do this.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it just hit me, it triggered me a little bit, and I was like, hey, Mario, let's do this phrase one day. He was like, bet, that could be yours. I was like, cool, let's do that then.
Word. And we in here, and it was funny because he said it to me like a week, 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit more, and I had done it since then without researching it. So it's like it still has that like that way about it where I'm with 20. I don't do it with any actual expectation. I got no expectation attached to doing it. So what am I even doing it for? So appreciate you, Myron, for bringing this because it's kind of it's a newer or a different angle to approach. So let's get into the meaning. Let's confirm the meaning of knock on wood. So we got hey. Miriam been out of it, man. Miriam been out of it, dog. I just did one. I just put one together where they didn't have no definition. They didn't have one for how you do one thing is how you do everything. And they don't have an official definition for knock on wood. Now, this is a little bit disappointing because knock on wood stands, right? But they didn't have one. So we actually are going to start with dictionary.com's definition. I always try to bring two so that we can have more than one opinion on how it's defined, I should say. More than one avenue for how it's defined. And so dictionary.com said after a confident or positive statement to express a hope for one's good luck to continue. So it said after a confident or positive statement to express a hope for one's good luck to continue. Now, the other dictionary I found comes from a well-respected research knowledge base baseline folks highly respected. So Cambridge Dictionary. Cambridge has their own dictionary, and I try to tell folks the Cambridge Webster's Dictionary. Every printed dictionary is a Webster's Dictionary because printed dictionaries were by the Webster's guy. Cambridge Dictionary says that to knock on wood is to say in order to avoid bad luck, either when you mention good luck that you have had in the past or when you mention hopes you have for the future. So two different definitions, which is why we had to start doing this if we wanted to be true to what we were doing. So 20, where you at with the difference in definitions, and does either one resonate more?
I think I resonate a little bit more with the Cambridge joint. Just that when I usually use it, it's just to continue or not to mess up, what I got going. So I think I'm a little bit more on the Cambridge definition side of it.
Gotcha.
Because I mean, like I said, I don't use when I use it. It's more of a joking. It's more of a this is what I'm supposed to do after I say something that's going well. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of energy that I give it. But like I said, I don't really take too much definition into it because it is something that I don't really I keep saying believe, but it's something that I don't think you have to do in order to continue the blessings. You just like how you say we're blessing in disguise. It's just going to be blessings. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be there. It's just going to continue if it does. So yeah.
Got you, Myron. Where you at with the two deaths?
I think this, as much as it is a saying or a phrase, is also kind of a superstition. You know what I'm saying? Whether you believe it. Like it's been around for so long. And like 20 just said, we usually say it after a positive affirmation or something going positively for us. And it's like, oh, I don't want to jinx what's going on, knock on wood type thing, right? So I think I'm going with the Cambridge definition too. And like I don't think most of us really believe that not knocking on wood is gonna make stuff go awry, but it's so habitual. We've been doing it for so long. It's like it's repetition at this point.
Yeah.
Speak positively, and then just out of nowhere, oh, let me knock on wood. I mean, if stuff go bad because you did knock on wood, you're not gonna say, well, it went bad because I didn't knock on wood.
I've literally never done that. Like, and I would love to see the person, like, and really, exactly, like, if Will Ferrell did that, I would lose it. Like, if Will Ferrell lost his mind because something bad happened, it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I think I just thought of the opener. I think I just thought of the opener for this episode.
Right there.
Somebody, V got to hit up Will Ferrell, though. Because I ain't doing it. I ain't got time. All right, man. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I'm with y'all. The superstitious aspect of it is probably has the most weight as opposed to the action of it and the words of it. So, man, let's always gotta check. Let's get into the origin of this thing and see what we can get.
Where'd that come from?
Hey man, people be bobbing their head to the new one, to the new last year's, which is what 20 called it a vacuum cleaner. I sat with that in a dark room. And I was like, I gotta wait till season 3 because I can't change it immediately. That would look too weak. So I had to wait till season 3.
Power, man.
Exactly. But yeah, people
make that.
All right, man. Let's get into the origin of this thing, bro. So the phrase knock on wood or touch wood in Britain has been part of the vernacular since at least the 19th century, so the 1800s, but there seems to be little agreement on how it originated. So as a phrase, 19th century, so the 1800s. So I'm going to go over a couple explanations of where it started prior and then where it gets to as far as phrasing goes. So one common explanation goes back to ancient pagan cultures of the Celts. So the Irish folks who believed that spirits and gods resided in trees, and knocking on tree trunks may have served as a way to get the spirits going and call on their protection, hit them up. But they also say that it was a way of showing gratitude or for a stroke of good luck. So protection, and then like, hey, if you want to help me out here, as you're walking through the forest type of thing. And then you got another theory that says people knocked on wood to chase away evil spirits, so the evil ones, or to prevent them from listening in to what they were having good fortune about, so they wouldn't come in and do the evil thing, which is fuck up people's good fortune. So the other thing is the Celts were like, yeah, y'all stay in the trees, evil spirits, right? And then, of course, and hey, I grew up in the black church, but the Christians, they like to take things. So the Christians, they said that they linked it to the wood of the cross for Christ's crucifixion. Now, I don't know how that connects with knocking on said wood of the cross. There's no explanation there, but it's just like the wood in reference is the cross from the crucifixion, which is interesting because, and I won't go too far, but like the cross and the crucifixion, that's Roman. Like that was a Roman practice. Like they didn't make the cross for Jesus. Like Jesus. Yeah, like niggas was getting
the first or the last one to do it.
Yes. Like it's not like there was 2 other dudes on crosses in the story with him. Yeah, like they were doing this. It was just the worst. It was the worst torture at the time. It's like to suffocate somebody by hanging them on the cross. That's all. Like it was one of the worst deaths. But it wasn't.
And I'm pretty sure it was way more like they. I'm pretty sure he probably was one out of probably like 10 people that got crucified that day.
Yeah, like people crucified people.
Big thing.
Yes, yeah, it was punishment. It was just one of many punishments, dog. Like they didn't create crucifixion for Jesus, so it's just interesting how like the cross became so big, and it's like, well, yeah. All right. Before we move on, where y'all at with a couple of the explanations of knock on wood in terms of the Celts and the Irish folks? Myron.
No, I was just gonna say, you were saying you don't understand why the wood from the cross, what they got to do with knocking on wood. And I was saying maybe it got something to do with the hammer or the nails, you know what I'm saying, into the wood or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. But hey, Your guess is as good as mine. You say it enough, brother. You say it enough, and it will be true.
Yeah, I mean, that's, they still made it before Jesus got up on there.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how I don't even know how the Christians will come in and say, no, this is about Christianity.
This is about the cross. Yeah.
Yeah, like, how would you even say that? Like, there's so much wood in the world. So much prior to that. So, would y'all...
That's weird, too. That's weird as hell to me. Not weird because I'm not surprised by it.
Mm-hmm.
When you try to... when you said the whole thing about, the cross and stuff like that, I'm like, for like 44 seconds, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But then I was like, hold on, wait, that doesn't make sense, actually.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense. How? Like, there's a whole lot of things going on before he was nailed. Not even before he was born. Let's not even go there. Like, before he was on that thing. There was a lot going on, a lot of superstition going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But no, I would say this, though, when it comes to like the origin, it's honestly, it's good to know that this phrase has been kind of like standing the test of time. You get what I'm saying? Like, this phrase isn't a phrase that came off of something that came off of something that came off of something. You know what I mean? Like, this is something they were really doing, regardless of if they believed in the spirits or not, or evil spirits or not. This is what they were doing to get through and to get them through, going through, maybe some woods that people might have died mysteriously, or, whatever the case may be. I can stand by it because it is originally for what it was originated for.
Yes. It's still, yeah. I'm with that. It's still doing that very thing.
Yeah. The thing even the two different origins, say from the Christianity one, I feel like they're saying the same thing just in a different way.
Yeah.
And like 20 just said, the way we quote unquote use it today, the meaning of it hasn't changed really at all. We still use it the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much stayed true, and I actually think that played to the strength of it. That the phrase itself is pretty much the same as it was when it came to conception. So
yeah, like it don't seem like there's no telephone game to it. Like, it is. If we went back in time and we went to the Celts and we said knock on wood, they'd be like, yep. For us, they'll know exactly what we meant, and we'll know exactly what they meant. Like, yep, to keep them spirits off you, or to keep the good luck or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they would say it. All right, well, let's keep it moving. So other researchers consider knocking on wood a more recent phenomenon, actually. So in the book, The Lore of the Playground, a British folklorist, Steve Rout, said he traces it back to, like we said, the 19th century children's game called Tiggy Touchwood. I don't like that name at all. Yeah.
Voice.
It's a type of... Like, bro, like, yeah, like, nah, dog, like, Tiggy Touchwood, bro, children's game, like, come on, G, like, fired. You're fired, dog. Like, if that's your name for the children's game, you're fired. Whoever came up, like, I wish there was a board of executives in the 19th century that could fire whoever said this is the guy.
Can you give us a couple more options? We're gonna have to do someone else. If you give us a couple more options, we're gonna have to go with someone else.
Let's war game this a little bit more.
Yeah, let's throw a little more names on the wall to see what sticks.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Exactly. So Tiggy Touchwood is a type of tag in which players were immune from being caught whenever they touched a piece of wood, such as a door or a tree. Given that the game was concerned with protection and was well known to adults as well as children, it almost certainly the origin of our modern superstitious practice, touch wood, he argues. The claim that in the latter goes back to when they believed in spirits is complete nonsense. So he's saying that because, and like, that's what people do, right? I feel you, 20. Let me get this out so you can go. Because this is what people do, and I hope you strengthen it the way you do. Pause. So this man said, the kids and the adults made a game out of this thing where they touch wood and they knock on the wood for protection. that means that because they're doing it in real life, there's no way it could go back to the spirits. Like, I want to write a book about that. I'm so smart. Like, like you're just in here like ruining the path, bro. You're in here like distracting us with this thought. Anyway, go ahead, bro.
First off, they forever ruined the game Tag because now I know that the original name for Tag is Tiki Touchwood. like it's, they just ruined the name for me forever. Because like Tag, when you play Tag or whatever, you got the base. Which usually when you counting on a tree, and that's pretty much the base. Is the tree
correct?
Now that I know that the name is Tiki Touchwood, yeah.
You're not playing Tag in there, is you?
Yeah, now they're playing Tiki Touchwood.
The game is done in the black household, bro. Let us spread the
like,
word.
Let alone, you get what I'm saying? Like that is the ultimate kid game, bro. You
Yes.
get what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
when it was unlimited land, it's freeze tag. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
But when you have like a yard or whatever, you're playing, you know, you're it or tag or whatever the case may be. I just couldn't fathom somebody saying the name was Tiki Touchwood. I couldn't fathom it. That was the first thing.
Thank you.
The second thing is the fact of the matter that they used this game and made it, like you said, bro, took something that was meant for children and created a basis behind it, like for adults.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
What you about to say,
Wow.
Myron?
If you had a strong line back in the day, you like all you needed was a strong line and confidence, and you were elite. You were
Yes.
elite, bro. Like
Yes.
It wasn't like education was needed. It was like, yeah, you have the classism or whatever the case may be, but if you were a strong-minded person and confident person in your words, dude, like the sky's the limit for you back then.
We're gonna do that one, by the way. Because is it no? Is it the limit? Anyways, no, I'm with you. I like where you're going with that because yeah, which is why in the episode with Shy, like we mentioned, like the Django scene is like you have to some of this stuff back in the day, like how we talk, it seems redundant, but back then it's like necessary because if you had the gift of gab, if you could just talk fluently, a person's gonna be like, they are the smartest person I've ever met in my life.
Right.
And listen to what they have to say. Yeah, go ahead, Myron. Sorry.
Verify stuff back then. Like today, we got technology that's tip of our fingers. If you tell me something right now, I don't care how confident you sound. If I don't think it's true, I'm just gonna pick up my phone and Google it.
Yeah, you're gonna fact check it. Yeah.
I'm gonna fact check back. So yeah, but I want to go back to what 20 said about them taking the children's game and making it for adults. Ain't that what we do with all games? Ain't that football, basketball, baseball? Ain't that the same thing?
Yes. I was having a conversation with somebody, Myron. I want you to go. I want to see how you think about this. And I'm like, hey, one of it's a fool's game when it becomes an adult game. Like it becomes a fool's game because what we've done with sports, and I'm not telling I'm here. I'm even able to do this podcast not directly because of sports, but because of sports. You feel what I'm saying? Like the way the way the story is unfolds. But what I'm here to say is that, like, it's a kid's game. It's a game, and like the minute you start taking this shit so serious, you're a fool. You're a fool, dog. Because I was telling this person, I'm like, every Sunday, half of the fans are angry, guaranteed half.
Yeah.
Because half of them lost, half the people's teams lost. So like you're in a perpetual state of 50-50 anger, 50-50 disappointment. Like, and then it just only goes up from there. Like if the stakes are higher for some reason, you're a fool, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're right. It started 50%, and depending on how you gamble, it can go higher. Yeah, my team won, but they ain't cover the fucking spread.
Yeah,
you know
now I'm like, I gotta.
You know what I'm saying? No, now we have 51%. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's a fool's game. But
No, man,
they took the kids game and I made it. I mean, so my question is, are y'all saying that you think that they took Tiggy Tagwood and made it about superstition, or are you saying that Tiggy Tagwood is?
I'm saying. What I'm saying is that was a way for them to get the kids behind it by making it into a game.
Got you. Okay, cool. Then we're on the same page. Cool.
Yeah,
Trap.
like
Okay.
they took the actual conspiracy theorist.
How are we gonna make to get the kids to do it?
Yeah, how are we gonna get the kids to do it? By hey, if you guys are playing in the woods, make sure you're touching on.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? Because so if there's a way to get you to start believing in it, let's make it into a game, and then
bro, this is, I take myself there. Like my imagination is crazy. So it's like, imagine that like you're in a household and you're like, stuff is just going bad for you, and you're looking around and you're like, I'm touching wood constantly. My wife touching wood. I'm on her back. Touch the wood. You ain't got nothing else to do but have babies and touch wood. We're in a wood cabin. Knock on the fucking wood, and then you look around and you see your 4-year-old. And you're like, they're not pulling their fucking weight. We got. You go next door to Harold and you're like, Harold, is Lil Jasmine? How you got her knocking on the wood? Oh no, I've been staring at her for the last month. Like, when you gonna start knocking on this wood?
You see the crops out there, right?
You see?
Yeah, bro.
So they're like, we have to come up with a game. We have to come up with something, I should say, that gets these kids to knock on wood, because it's been cold. It's June, I think. I think it's June.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
And it's supposed to be warm.
I think that's exactly what it was, man.
You know?
That's exactly how this game came up, like manipulation.
Manipulation of the children. Manipulation nation. All right. Let's wrap this up really quick with a few things I want to put in front of y'all. And then we'll grade this out. Because it's really just one of those things where, like Myron said, he led us to the end line. It's like superstition. How much you gonna dig deep? Because the origin is what it is, and it's really about how much of where it comes from do you believe in? Like, now that we know where it comes from, how much of it do you believe in for it to hold another level of weight? Because it's holding weight clearly, but how much? So let's see why across nations, how this phrase can do what it does. So we're just going to share the knock on wood variation of different nations and get y'all thoughts. Feel free to jump in because there's a few. So I don't want you to feel like you have to wait to the end. All right. So first one, in Bosnia, in Croatia, in Serbia, there's a habit of knocking on wood when saying something positive or affirmative about someone or something and not wanting that to change. So frequently the movement is knocking on nearby wood. Now in Brazil and Portugal, they say something that's actually done physically. They do 3 knocks and required after giving an example of a bad thing eventually happening. So there's no verbalization required. They don't even say nothing. They just have to, whatever they're talking about is said, and then they just knock 3 times on the closest piece of wood or object of wood. In the absence of wood, they can say bate na madeira to prevent the bad thing from happening, which is the words knock on wood. But first, people just do it. And they actually don't believe that knocking 3 times on the piece will actually protect them, but it's a social habit. And at this stage, it's just an act of politeness. So like if you don't do it in Portugal or Brazil, you're just not a polite person. Like you almost like you're wishing bad on them if you don't do it. Yeah. It's not like you're it's gonna happen, but it's like, you don't care enough about me to do this thing. In Denmark, the saying is, I'm not about to say that, but they say the thing and then they knock under a table. They say 7, 9, 13. Sorry. I was like, what the hell? They say 7, 9, 13, which I don't know what them numbers is for. And then they knock under the table, and theirs is associated with magic. So 7, 9, 13, knock under the table. Okay. In English, Old English, knocking on wood, is when people spoke of secrets. So they went into the isolated woods to talk privately and knocked on the trees when they were talking to hide their communication from evil spirits so they wouldn't be able to hear them. So they just wanted to tell secrets. Another version is that the act of knocking wood was to perk up the spirits to make them work in the requester's favor. It's almost like a genie. And then another version in English is the monks who wore large wooden crosses around their necks would tap or knock them to ward away evil. So you can see where like English folk, like they just do whatever with shit is what I'm saying.
They do it,
bro.
They eat beans for breakfast, man. They do what the fuck they want over there, bro. Beans on toast. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. You know what? The crazy thing that you just said right now, Mario, like I understand that part about knocking on wood, but like taking all the way back to Jesus, I'm like, yo, come on.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like when you're wearing a cross or anything like that, I get that reference. That's just like, you know, going like this or something.
Exactly,
like that.
exactly,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
I get that. So if you want to say when you have a wooden cross on your neck to represent the cross of Christ, and then you're knocking on it, like I get it.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
it when it comes to definitions. I get like it fits there.
Yep.
But it doesn't fit back then when Jesus was actually on the Christ.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No.
I'm with you. In medieval England, the knights being sent into battle would visit the wooden effigy of a knight in the cathedral and touch its nose for good luck. So they started doing that in the Canterbury Tales, actually. And you can still see that effigy in the cathedral to this day. So it's probably if you go to England and go to this specific Southwark Cathedral, you will see the effigy from the Knight's Tale and Canterbury Tales that they touch for good luck. I wonder what happened when they lost. It's like things like that. I just wonder, bro. And it actually takes me back to the movie Troy and Achilles. And Achilles like, what are y'all? Why do y'all care, dog? Like I'm out here murking everybody. I don't
Like
pray at
Apollo.
all.
When they were like looking at the statue of Apollo and you defecated the statue of Apollo.
Yeah, like, man. All right, I'm about to hit this D-Way Euro step, take him out, and y'all can pray to the guys on that, bro. Superstition. Like, what you mean?
Bro, that scene was one of the coldest scenes in that movie, bro. In that movie, here you got people dying. These people over here praying. And it sucks because you never want to be that person to go against any type of higher power or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But like that scene will make you feel like, man, this is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like
It'll make you say, like, what's the word with it? For real.
like, yeah, bro. Like I just came in and killed all y'all priests, and I'm still here. You get what I'm saying? And it's like
I'm living proof.
Yeah, I'm walking, talking, living proof that, like, what are y'all on for real?
And obviously circumstance helps every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, even if this nigga died 20 years later, oh, you died because you
Exactly. You get to say that. You get to say it, right? But what's the point? Like, yeah. Yep.
But that's the same with knocking on wood too as well, because if you're knocking on the wood and something good happened, you're like, oh, that's because we've been knocking. You know what I mean?
It's because we've been exactly, bro.
Like that.
Oh, I got something. I'm gonna run through these, and I want to talk about something before we got here. All right, so in Indonesia, in Thailand, Malaysia, when someone is saying bad things, the one that hears it would knock on the wood instead of the person saying it, and then they would knock on their foreheads, and say this Indonesian thing, if possible. If there's no wood around, they'll knock on their forehead, and that's the person that's receiving it. So they like, oh, ho, ho, ho. You feel me? In Italy, they actually don't even rock with the wood. They touch iron, especially after seeing an undertaker or anything related to death. So if they see death in Italy, it's like, all right, knock on some iron and shit. In Latin America, it's a tradition to physically knock on a wooden object. A variant requires that the object does not have feet. So you can't do chairs, tables, or beds. So if you knock on a chair, table, or bed in Latin countries, that don't count as knocking on wood. Can't have feet. The object cannot have feet or the bad luck remains. In Spain, something that you say when you want your luck or good situation to continue. It's been good all week, and then touching wood, the weekend will stay good, type of thing. In Sweden, they say
I'm trying to tell my fiance,
it's gonna be a good weekend. Touch some wood.
Touch that wood,
and it'll be a great weekend for you. Tiggy, my nigga Tiggy showed up. Call me Tiggy.
Oh man.
It just got over this. Did it just get over the Asian just?
Exactly.
It took me a second to catch on, but when I did, it hit hard, man.
It's just that time difference. It's just that time difference. That's all, brother. In Sweden, they say pepper, pepper, touchwood, and then they throw pepper over their shoulder, and then they touch a wooden object.
Yeah.
In Turkey, when someone hears about a bad experience someone else had, they may gently pull on one earlobe and knock on wood twice, which means God save me from this thing.
Not nobody else but me.
Yeah, like, oh, that happened to you? Shit, boy, I don't want that to happen to me, boy.
I think I like that.
Me too. Who is that? Hold on, I gotta see who that is. Like in solidarity. No, the Turks. The Turks. The Turkish. They worried about themselves. And then in the U.S. in the 18th century, knock on wood, they actually would knock on the wood stock of the muzzle of their rifles when they were at war to ensure the weapon would fire. So it was like good luck to knock on your wood to see if your weapon was gonna work, because you didn't want to go out there and sleep. Like, oh, that boy didn't knock on wood. That's why he got his head blown off, because he didn't check his weapon. So that one is actually super practical. Like, that one became super practical. And then lastly, in South Korea, when you take back what you said, you say grab the wood and do tweet, 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 or it's just the sound of spitting. And this means that the connection with the saying, be careful with your words if you don't want anything bad to happen. So if you've said something you didn't mean, then in South Korea, it's like, all right, grab some wood and spit. And you solid. Now, I think I forgot what I wanted to say.
Yeah, cause you said a couple of. I was like, "Oh, you going in on that, black boy."
I should have just said it when I had it, but that's all of them. If you remember any of them you rocking with more than your current definition of knock on wood or your current feeling of knock on wood, any of those that you can remember?
Definitely the one from Turkey.
Yeah,
I can see myself doing that. See, driving away some shit, and motherfucker done got pulled over. Oh no, bro.
Oh no, bro. Tap me up. Pull me up. Tap me up.
Yeah. But I think that was kind of close to ours too. It just looked cooler. You know what I'm saying? If you pull it up and knock on wood. A lot of them though, like the one in what I think was Italy with the iron. Like, it sounded like a lot of them just completely changed the meaning, period, or the practice of it. Like the whole iron shit, and then the one that was throwing pepper over your shoulder.
Yeah, that's Sweden.
Those don't even make sense to me.
So, like, for me, it's like, yeah. I get what you're saying. It's like, I believe you, Celts. I believe you, Celtic people, but we don't have that much wood around. Or, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, I trust what they're fighting against, what they're protecting themselves from, but we ain't got that thing, so we're going to, like, do something else. And it's like, does that really count? Like, does that really count? So, man. All right, let's grade this thing, y'all. Let's grade this thing. We made it. We made it through. I actually fuck with the iron thing as the crowd settles down. I fuck with the iron thing because to me it's less iron around, so that would increase if you believe in it, it increases your probability of like, I found some iron, so it's probably gonna work in my favor type of thing. Like in my mind, I can wrap my mind around like the luck, quote unquote, behind that.
Yeah, if it's rare, the more the higher probability is true type shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it. All right, let's grade this thing. Hey man, I'm gonna keep this going, man. I like 20 with the power grade, man. It's I like when you speak on that, bro. I like when you speak on that. I'm gonna do the speed, and then Myron's gonna hit him with the preference all around. So 20. A through F for the first time listeners. A through F grading scale. The categories are power. What's the impact of when it's said and heard? Does it get the point across? Speed. Does it flow off the tongue? Is it eloquent? And then Myron's gonna give his overall feelings based on everything we've covered in all of the grading scale. Cool. All right, Tony, go ahead.
Yeah, there's no way I can give this anything lower than an A.
Mm-hmm.
Like just from going from the origin and seeing that this has meant the same thing from the beginning. You get what I mean? Like there's no way I can give it less than an A, just by even when you have different variants of it, like from different countries. When you come back to it, it all means the same thing. You get what I'm saying? It's something that's big on superstition. It's something that, big on luck or unluck, or it's something that's big on just like peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? And then, like I said, it just always stuck with that from the beginning, from the Celtic to now. When you're doing it now, I think people have gone away from the specifics when it comes to the wood or what they're knocking on, or even saying it, but it still has the same power as it first started. So I'm gonna definitely give it an A. I'm trying to figure out a reason to give it maybe an A+, but just for right now, I'm gonna definitely go ahead and just give it an A because of the longevity and also just how it still stands true to what it started.
My guy. That sounds great to me. With speed, knock on wood, knock on wood to the point where you can in almost every language, almost every place of origin. There's as I was looking, like it's smooth to say. Even the let me make sure I look again. Who was counting? Who was the folks that was counting? Oh, in Denmark, 793, 7913. Like it's one of those things where like another reason why things stick. Knock on wood. So I'm giving that an A as well. All right, Myron, where you at?
So with it being one of the few phrases that doesn't lose its meaning, that stays pretty much the same throughout its entire existence. And like you said, it's fast, it's quick off the tongue, and it's habitual. You say it sometimes without even knowing you're saying it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure if I want to give it an A. I'm still thinking about it because although, it's easy to say and the meaning is strong and it's the same, it really doesn't hold weight as far as meaning to anybody. Like me, all three of us agree that we say it, but what does it mean to us? We're just saying it to say it. Whereas there's other phrases we say them because we believe in them some form of fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like blessing in disguise. Like despite our feelings on that, right? When I say blessing in disguise, I believe in that form of fashion. Whereas I'm not gonna woods because what I'm saying, whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like you can walk up to anyone on the street, anywhere in the world, say knock on wood, they know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'll go with A.
Okay.
It'll be A.
There we go. Now I'm with you there, man. I appreciate you because it's a weird thing. Like, do you penalize it because not a lot of people believe in it? And I would be interested to see how many people in Ireland even believe it at this stage. Yeah. I will be interested. Do I penalize that, or do I say, damn, it's so powerful, it's so solid that you don't have to believe it for it to go? Like if I was in y'all's position where I wasn't grading for speed, I would have to weigh that as well. Like, damn, am I going to penalize it for that, or am I going to big up it for its lack of true like connection in terms of like real purpose? And then, you know what I'm saying?
That's why I didn't get an A+ for me, man, because of that one small feeling. And I feel like it's more of an opinion than an actual fact. Like even though it's meant to be an opinion, but it's more of an opinion than a fact. So it's like, I can't give it that overall perfect grade because of that aspect.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, man. We got one more thing to do with Myron, and that is
what that is.
The Dictionary of Misinformation.
All right, man. You know what it is, man. Go ahead and pick you a letter so you go ahead and get this thing going.
I like that. I didn't have to set it up.
Let's go with K.
K.
Okay.
I gotta say. Exactly. The whole world knew I had to say it out loud. For the whole world that listens.
Go ahead and say K again?
No. Just the fact that I had to figure out where in the alphabet it lands.
Oh.
Had to say it out
Hey,
loud.
you know what? I do that sometimes too, man. Like, I have this seen the alphabet song in my head to figure out where, you know what I'm saying, if O come back after N sometimes, just, you know what I'm saying, I don't know.
But do you start from A though?
No. I start from J.
Oh, okay.
And you know what I'm saying?
That's
or
interesting.
like I'm banana, I sing the banana song and shit. I don't know, man.
Hey man,
Go
you
ahead.
gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so Ks are actually limited. That's cool. So we've actually done 2 Ks, and there's only 5 Ks. So we're gonna knock out one of the Ks. It might not be that interesting, but it's a misinformation. We're gonna go with Krakatoa as the greatest volcanic eruption. I did not know what volcanic eruption was the greatest, but apparently it is a known misinformation that the Krakatoa volcanic eruption is the greatest, and it's usually referred to as such. The explosion of Krakatoa in August 1883 is dwarfed by one that took place less than 70 years previously, the eruption of Tambora on Sumbawa Island in Indonesia. Krakatoa is thought to have ejected some 50 million metric tons of ash into the atmosphere, but Tambora is believed to have ejected 220 million. Shitted on it for real, of which 150 million were in 1815 alone, so in 1 year. Another misconception involving Krakatoa is embodied in the title of the movie Krakatoa East of Java. Krakatoa is east of Java only in the sense that a traveler will find San Francisco to be east of New York if he took the other way around. So it's not east of Java at all, as much as San Francisco is east of New York. All righty.
All right, well,
Krakatoa. Thanks, y'all. Don't say it's Jambora.
out there.
Yeah. All right, man. One more time for the crowd. Thank you. All right, my guys in the building. First, Myron, thank you again, brother.
For sure. Thanks for having me as always.
For sure. This was very tame. I think, dang, we got to find 20 a new villain.
No, man.
No, don't do that, man. Listen, brother. We, you know what? Like I said, before me and Myron just had to get to that point where it's like the facts, we can't argue against the facts. Well, how about this?
It is.
That's a good thing, bro. That's a good thing because we don't argue against facts. We don't argue against truth. We don't argue against that. So since we're not arguing because we're coming up with the truth, man, the truth is always going to rise to the top. Now, when he be on that bullshit, then that's when that's when it's different. That's when it's different, dog. You know what I'm saying? But
my dog. Anything else you got before we got here, bro?
No, man. No. Just be good to yourself so you can be good to others, man. You know,
man, we will put that on the shirt if we were a shirt business. But hey, you can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube for the visuals. Go to appraisethephrase.com for all episodes, all AT Partners content. We got the Angry Black Woman Show. We got Cite the Scene. We got the Library, hosted by DJ Smithsonian. We got Etymology Rules for the kids. We also have ATP Kids. We'll be in, by the time this come out, I think we'll already have come back from San Fran, working with the Warriors in the city of San Fran. More of that to come.
I need an autograph, bro.
Huh?
Need an autograph from the chef if you see him, my dude.
Hey, man, you know what? Gotcha.
Just go into the cafeteria. Hey, chef.
Exactly. I'm actually gonna go to the cafeteria. Hey, man, I rock with y'all heavy. Make sure that you are showing love to others. Tip your bartenders. Tip your flight attendants. Tip your service people. Show love, man. Be a human.
Tip your soldiers too.
Tip your soldiers whenever you run into them.
We don't make.
Don't make nobody is crazy. But also remember that value is in the eye of the appraiser. We'll see y'all next week.